And we're joined in studio by Areli Hockenberg and Jeremy Saltan, political advisor of Naftali Bennett's Yamina Party and director of its English operations. And Jeremy, I guess to be fair, let's give you the right of response. Prime Minister Netanyahu says it was your party was the reason a right-wing government was not formed during this mandate period.
You know, last time I checked, the mandate was given to Benjamin Netanyahu and not Naftali Bennett. I believe Naftali has done more to try to form a right-wing coalition than the prime minister. And that's unfortunate. But, you know, it's up to Netanyahu. He still has until tomorrow night to make a decision if he wants to do what is necessary in order to try to form a government. If not, we'll have to go ahead and move on to the next stage in the process. But he still has the mandate. You know, this isn't tomorrow, this isn't 2 days from now, this is tonight. He can decide to use his time instead of using all of these gimmicks and all of these, offering Bennett premiership is very nice if you had 61 mandates, but of course he does not. You know, that's sort of like, you know, going over to a beggar in the street and, you know, offering him to go next door and buy himself lunch without actually giving him the lunch money to actually do so. Look, we're in a situation where Netanyahu, he has the mandate. It's on him. He has the responsibility to try to form a government. He wants to throw that at Bennett. This wouldn't be the first time that he blames Bennett for all of his troubles, but I think we all realize that's not true.
Well, somewhat, I wouldn't say bombshell, but dramatic recordings of Ayelet Shaked #2 of the Yamina Party released this evening on Israel's News 12. And many headlines there, but perhaps most timely, the efforts to form a right-wing coalition. Shaked is saying that if Bennett gets the mandate tomorrow from the president, a rotation is not being ruled out. She's talking about a year and a half rather than first year for Bennett. And this is perhaps somewhere in between the lines, eyeing Gideon Sa'ar, who refused to a 1 year Netanyahu out of the office. Perhaps a year and a half would do.
You know, I heard the tapes. I don't think there's anything dramatic about that. But I understand people want to hype that up. Look, you know, talking about if an extra 6 months is going to make the deal, it's very simple. And we said this from the get-go. This was after the first hour of negotiations. If Netanyahu wants to form a right-wing government, he can count on the 7 fingers of Netanyahu to be able to do so. To convince what might work for Gideon Sa'ar, you have to ask Gideon Sa'ar what would work for Gideon Sa'ar. I can't go ahead and answer what that is. Ayelet can guess what she might think might be enough for Gideon Sa'ar, but really only Gideon can decide that. In terms of Smotrich, we know he's made the decision. He does not want to sit with any arrangement when it comes to Mansour Abbas. That's his right to do so. Netanyahu choosing not to put any pressure at all on the best chance he has at actually maintaining his premiership. You know, that's his right to not put pressure. Apparently, if we go to another election, he's going to want probably Smotrich to support him in the next
coalition. Elections might be bad news for the Yamina Party, and some members of the party are already rejecting Bennett's attempts to go with the center-left. Some report that party members are even threatening to leave the party if indeed a center-left-wing coalition will be formed.
That's ridiculous. I can tell you from the larger forum, you know, of the faction meeting, I've not heard one person say that. You know, that's fine. I understand you have a lot of people from the Likud. They want to create whatever spins. You know, you might have people even within Shaked's camp who might feel uncomfortable, so they decide to take selective quotes and bring that to Channel 12. And again, that's unfortunate. But let's not go ahead and focus on all of that stuff, because that's not really. So
let's focus on the big stuff, because Naftali Bennett said today he spoke about a national unity government that would include members of the presumably center-left parties, maybe in some way even an Arab party for the first time. But rather than get into that, what are if Naftali Bennett sets up that government, what are the parameters of that government? What will that government be that he will set up?
Well, again, the government that we're trying to be able to see within a national unity government is one that would be there for all of Israelis. You know, all citizens, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Arab, whether you're right, whether you're left, whether you're religious, secular, if you're an immigrant like us, or if you're a native-born Israeli. What it comes down to is that a lot of people do not feel that the current government is working for them. And that is a disappointment, even for me, who's someone who's on the right and would like to see a right-wing government. We are at a time where we need to see a healing of the nation. We need to see unity. And this
you said Israelis right. Would that include an Israeli-Arab party under certain conditions, under certain parameters?
I don't see a situation in which there would be an Israeli-Arab party in a coalition led by Naftali Bennett. Perhaps, You could see whatever arrangement when it came down to the state budget vote or so on and so forth, similar to what Netanyahu has done over the years with other parties that were in the opposition, that he's made one-time agreements to be able to get over crucial votes, most important, the state budget. One memory that comes to mind is, of course, choosing only 2 of the 4 MKs of the National Union during the biannual budget that was passed for the years 2011, 2012. So, you know, there's precedents for stuff like that.
Policy, you're talking about a potential government that will include the Leftist Merits Party, right-wingers such as Naftali Bennett and Gideon Sa'ar, the ICC pending investigations against Israelis, completely conflicting stances in this respect. How can this government even have a cohesive policy?
Well, hold on, Jeremy, because that's a question that deserves a serious answer. But we're going to go out for a break,
Sure.
and when we come back, you're going to get a chance to answer Ellie's question. And also coming up on the run.